Welcome back, everyone. My name is Patrick. You're watching the Oilers Rundown. Well, I think all of Oil Country is feeling a lot better today than we did going into yesterday's game. The Oilers down 2-0. Pretty much, as I said in my videos, a must-win scenario here. The Oilers absolutely had to take Game 3, and they did with a big 7-4 victory last night. So the mood should be much better, but it's now time, as head coach Chris Knobloch mentioned in his media availability, put that one to rest. It's time to focus on the next one because the Oilers still have a big challenge, well, several big challenges ahead of them if they're going to make a run here in these Stanley Cup playoffs. And to do that, they're going to have to get past the LA Kings, who they still trail 2-1. Game 4 goes down tomorrow at 7:30 at Rogers Place, so hopefully the Oilers faithful at Rogers Place can keep this team going. They can keep the momentum that they built in Game 3. Obviously, one of the big stories going into tomorrow night's game will be who gets the start, Stuart Skinner or Calvin Pickard. Only one of those goalies for the Edmonton Oilers so far has a win in this series, so that has to be a major factor. But the Too Much Hockey podcast, who delivered on a lot of stories this past summer, some of them coming to fruition, some of them not, had a big scoop on Stuart Skinner this morning. This is what they had to say. Word out of Edmonton is that there is a strong possibility that Stuart Skinner could be back in the net for the Oilers tomorrow night versus the LA Kings. The Oilers know Skinner gives them the best chance of winning the Stanley Cup, and he has proven to bounce back once he has a reset. Although the organization was not blaming Stu for any of the losses in LA, it was just a reset to clear his mind and have Skinner ready once again for a long playoff run. It sounds like this was a conversation in LA after Game 2, and they would be calling on Skinner again in the series. Calvin Pickard would get Game 3, and after a day to go over Game 3, the Oilers would have a conversation about a Game 4 starter, and the plan would have Skinner start again in this series after some work with the goalie coach and video sessions to go over a few things he can fix in his game. The organization needs him going forward. They believe in him to take them where they want to go as a team, and that's another Cup final run. At no point did the organization lose faith in Stuart Skinner, and Skinner hasn't lost faith in the organization. The relationship sits in great hands going forward from the news we received today. So there's a few things you can take out of that. Obviously, you guys know I've defended Stuart Skinner a lot this past season. I still believe in him as a goaltender, but the more this drags on through the year into the playoffs with Stuart Skinner struggling, you just have to think something could be coming to a head this summer if things go bad for the Edmonton Oilers. But getting the win last night is obviously massive. If the Oilers can go forward here, have a strong playoff run, that may eliminate any Stuart Skinner talk whatsoever. But for right now, he remains a hot topic in Oil Country. A lot of people have lost faith in him. They want Calvin Pickard to take the lead here. I personally believe, coming off the big win, that Calvin Pickard should get the start for Game 4. I'm not saying Stuart Skinner shouldn't see another game for the Oilers. Sure, bring him back in at some point here, but unless Calvin Pickard loses Game 4, then we don't see Stuart Skinner, I think, for a little bit. Calvin Pickard was definitely stronger in Game 3. I didn't like a couple of the goals, especially the 4-3 goal for the Kings last night, but overall, I thought Calvin Pickard performed better than Stuart Skinner through these first 3 games, but it's obviously great to see that the organization still has faith in him, that Stuart Skinner still has faith in the Oilers as well, so we'll see what happens. Head coach Chris Knobloch wasn't willing to commit one way or the other today on a starter for tomorrow night's game, but based on this report, probably a strong possibility that we do see Stu return tomorrow. I also want to touch on this report from Oilers insider Bob Stauffer. FYI, the Bakersfield Condors that are in Edmonton as Black Aces that skated yesterday at the downtown community arena are forwards Matt Savoy, Noah Philp, and James Hamlin, defensemen Cam Dineen and Philip Kemp, and goaltender Olivier Rodrigue. Now, I think most of those guys, aside from the Oilers dealing with even more injury problems, let's hope that doesn't happen, they've had plenty to deal with already, are very unlikely to see any time in this series. The 2 names that really intrigue me, though, are Matt Savoy and Noah Philp. I think these guys really could potentially help the Edmonton Oilers. We think both guys are probably full-time Edmonton Oilers next season. I mean, we'll see how training camp goes in the fall. Noah Philp will definitely have some competition, but I think Matt Savoy is a very strong bet to be an Edmonton Oiler here in the years to come. So could he come in a bit earlier? He didn't get a chance to make much of an impact in his regular season audition, but maybe he could provide some youthful exuberance for the Edmonton Oilers here in the playoffs, maybe score a big goal. Not that offense has been too hard to come by for the Edmonton Oilers so far, but I think Matt Savoy could still come in and make an impact for this team. Noah Philp as fourth line center could definitely do that as well. Cam Dineen, if the Oilers' defensive struggles continue, we may see possibly come in, but right now the word on Troy Stetcher is that he's ready to go, but possibly Cam Dineen could factor in. Like I said, we'll see what happens tomorrow, guys. The Oilers trailing in this series 2-1, looking to get it tied up 2-2 and forced a best of 3 to decide this series. And I'm a lot more optimistic than I was yesterday, I gotta tell you. I mean, the Oilers are my team, and I'll cheer for them every single step of the way, but with how Game 1 and Game 2 went, it was frustrating for a lot of us, and well, pretty much all of us, I would think. So getting that big 7-4 victory, the way the Oilers played, I feel a lot better. And if the Oilers can get this series tied up, I think anything can definitely happen in these Stanley Cup playoffs. With each passing day, all these guys that have been injured are going to get healthier, but the Oilers ultimately have to create those passing days. They were down 2-0. It was looking pretty bleak, but 2-1. We got a brand new series here, so hopefully the Oilers can keep that momentum going and win Game 4 tomorrow night. Should have another video for you guys tomorrow when we have a better look at what the potential lineup will be, who gets the start. Hopefully we know early tomorrow and I can get you guys that information, but for right now, that's all the latest here in Oil Country. I will be doing another video, Oilers Live Heavy Hockey Podcast with the boys over on the Heavy Hockey Network at 9 p.m. tonight. I'll post the link on social media and on my page there for you guys to come check us out. So come join us and let's talk a little playoff hockey and all the latest here on the Edmonton Oilers. That's all for me for now, guys. Let me know your thoughts on everything in the comment section below. If this is your first visit to the channel and you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing for all the latest Oilers content. You've been watching the Oilers Fanatic. Thanks for being a fan.